What are the common HR business partner behavioral interview questions, and how do you answer them? Hey there, my name's Josh, and I'm the founder of HR University. And before we start exploring these interview questions, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and that way you don't miss any of our lessons on how to become a great HR business partner professional. Now, let's go ahead and jump in. So first, we need to learn the different interview question types. Employers ask questions about a candidate's career goals to create understanding of their long-term vision, so what they want. And they also ask questions about the job requirements and responsibilities to see if the candidate is a right fit. And finally, they ask questions related to the role to test a candidate's technical role-specific skills. And in this lesson, we'll explore the most common HRBP behavioral questions though. And although there are multiple question categories from which the employers can ask the questions, the main ones are HR management, HR analytics, cross-functional teamwork, and HR communication. And HR management is a primary responsibility of any HR business partner. Therefore, organizations expect their HR business partners to possess a high management skill level. The most common questions asked in an interview are, describe a situation where you had to deal with an employee issue. Have you introduced an innovative solution in an organization? How did you accomplish that? And the first common question for HR management in our list is, describe a situation where you had to deal with an employee issue. Employee issues are frequent, and HR business partners must deal with employee issues, disciplinary actions, and terminations. The interviewer wants to know how you handle such situations. For example, do you take a reactive or proactive approach? And answer this question with an example. So in this example, ensure that the situation you describe is relevant to the role of the HR business partner, and don't forget to explain how you solved the problem in the example. And make sure to dive into what steps you took, how you handled the different parties involved in the issue and challenge, and what the outcome was. Now, the next question is, have you introduced an innovative solution in an organization? And how did you accomplish that? So HR business partners must develop innovative solutions to improve the workforce. And besides that, they need to identify areas where change is necessary and create an action plan to address the issue. And HR business partners need to be creative and have the ability to think outside the box. And introducing new ideas and solutions can make an organization more productive and efficient. And you want to share an example of an innovative solution you introduced in a previous organization. And explain how the solution improved the workforce and what benefits it brought to the organization. Moreover, make sure to highlight your role in successfully implementing the solution. Next, we'll go ahead and explore the most common HR analytics questions. And the two most frequent questions are, how do you use HR metrics when making decisions? You want to give an example of when you used HR analytics in your previous work. And this is ideally to solve a specific challenge that you were going through. The first question on our list is, how do you use HR metrics when making decisions? And HR metrics are essential for decision making as they provide an objective overview of a situation. You must be familiar with the most important business metrics as an HR business partner. So this question allows interviewers to assess your business experience and analytical approach to problem solving. So share your experiences with common metrics such as turnover rate, attrition rates, and salary rates, as well as how you use analytics to look at things like performance and retention rates, among other different types of important HR metrics. And if you don't have experience with any of the mentioned rates, then try to use other HR metrics that you may have experience with. And finally, describe positive and negative outcomes from your decisions. You can also talk about how you dealt with any negative outcomes in a positive way. And the interviewer may also ask you to give an example of when you used HR analytics in your previous work. And HR analytics is a powerful tool that professionals use to make informed decisions about the workforce. It's possible that this question falls directly after the previous one that we talked about. And when answering this question, share an example of how you use HR analytics and explain how you were able to pull insights from the data that you were collecting. And you can dive into how you understand HRS systems, HRM systems, and also how you may have experience in things like correlative analysis. Furthermore, talk about tools you use, maybe such as Excel or SPSS, and ways you collected the data. It doesn't matter if you were the leader or you collected data yourself. Next, we have cross-functional teamwork questions. Here we will discuss just one question that's likely to appear in the interview. The question is to share your experience managing and collaborating with different departments in the organization. And teamwork among departments is essential for success. And collaboration among multiple departments allows a sharing of resources and the pooling of knowledge. And when answering the question, provide insight into your capabilities to manage different departments. And explain the team building methods you use for promoting coordination among various departments and the benefits the organization got from your actions. Besides that, highlight your interpersonal skills to show that you can collaborate with other departments. And finally here, also talk about tools and methods used to unite different departments. Now let's go ahead and explore questions related to your communication skills. The two most common questions here are, how do you promote constructive communication in an organization? And describe a situation where you had to provide critical feedback. The first question is, how do you promote constructive communication in an organization? Promoting communication in an organization is essential for success. Better communication allows better sharing of information and conflict resolution. As an HR business partner, you must encourage organizational communication between employees. And to answer this question, share an example of promoting communication within the organization. Explain how you accomplished a goal and what the results were. Moreover, highlight your communication skills as a critical factor in fostering organizational communication. And you may mention more specific details like how you were able to pull in stakeholders and get a seat at the table so they're able to listen to you to get your initiative across. And the second common question here is, describe a situation where you had to provide critical feedback. Honest and constructive feedback is a key to helping employees improve their performance. As an HR professional, especially an HR business partner, you need to give critical feedback to employees. And HRBPs must be competent in providing honest, objective, and helpful feedback. So first, you want to ensure you focus on how you provide the feedback more than the feedback itself, and explain how you approach the situation and deliver the feedback. And similarly to the previous question, talk about your communication skills that helped you achieve the goal. And there we have it. We just covered many of the different common HR business partner behavioral interview questions. And if you feel like you're ready to go ahead and answer them, make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel. And that way you can keep up to date with all of our lessons on how to become a great HR professional and make sure you land that HR job that you want. And again, my name is Josh. I'm the founder of HR University, and I'll go ahead and see you in some of our following lessons. Cheers.